Hey, everybody. I am just trying to make sense of all of this stuff that is in front of me. Hey, everybody. Yep, so I'm gonna get some feedback till I make that quiet. Trying to make sense of all of this. There we go. So I'm gonna pull my YouTube stuff because Zoom doesn't have like a live chat thing. I'm going to be working with somebody that can hopefully help me out with all this techie stuff that I am not good at. I put together a little intro. Maybe I can share my screen at the bottom that I cannot see. I have a wide screen, so it's kind of cool, but yeah, it needs me to be big screen so I can live. Okay, yes, okay. Okay, it's just being a pain in the butt. Too many okay things. Right, so that's what I want to share. So this is my little intro. That was it. Took me like 60 seconds to put that together. So I was trying to find a little thing that Gray Noise was the only one who gave me an idea of a topic, and I kind of like it because it's not, I have to move this out of the way. So we asked about Cathara science and Templar. So it's, I I don't know if it's not like the Templar Knights. I don't think that's that. It's more of a subtle body structure, mathematical, geometrical. It's like a complex grid, Cathara grid, shields, zeals, all that kind of fun stuff. There are a couple of really good websites out there. The one I think I like so far is the Divine Blueprint. That's what it's titled. Zetetic Zen. And when you see it, it's like, oh yeah, I know what that is. Seen lots of images of that. And it's Kathara. Look it up. This is not about being spoon-fed information. This is about learning how to learn and even learning how to learn on your own. And I think doing that helps build discernment. So maybe that's what we're all kind of like looking for, is trying to figure out and make sense. There's a lot of conflicting stuff out there, having to abandon some of our established ideas. It's going to make us uncomfortable. I mean, we can see it in the medical system, right? We can see how a lot of people are hopefully waking up to, um, you know, people are saying, well, the system is broken. I don't think the system's broken at all. I think the system has been set up to operate exactly the way it's been set up. They don't want to kill people off. Let's just get sick and stay well enough to work, but, stay in the system to, feed the system itself. Anyway, so I do like this one website. The other one that's really good. Yeah, it's actually the same one. The mathematical and geometrical personal Templar complex includes Cathara grid shields, seals, etc., as many other energetic structures. So the organic energy system of a planet includes the realities of the interdimensional time portal and the dimensional lock systems. See, they start throwing out a lot of these terms that it kind of throws people kind of off kilter a little bit. I don't think that this is the same as a new age belief system, or that might be part of some of the new age, because I see that there's another site here called Cathara New Age Citizens Foundation. I I think there's some contemporary terminology put out there to kind of like put people off. This feels like it's more like ancient text and ancient knowledge in contemporary terms and forms, but we're looking at this stuff in 2 dimensions, and we need to see 3D renditions of these grids and the shields. They're not 2-dimensional. They're really cool. So I had a conversation with the gentleman that owns Ways to Wellness in Midland, Michigan. And he said he was blown away that when he saw a flower of life as a 3D rendered object. And he said, wow, I never really thought of it that way. Well, yeah, it's just like sound. Sound is also, you think of a sound wave as like this. Sound is 3-dimensional. When it comes out of your mouth, it's like, blah, it's in your head, it's in your body, it's out into the atmosphere, right? And this even talks about that, where the sound is, they show a picture of like, I'm not going to share it because I'm going to make you look it up. The yin and yang. And I think that that's the balance of, also people say, well, it's the light and the sound. I think they're the same, but different. Different frequencies, but I think they're the same, like they're linked, they're part of it. It's kind of like saying you don't really want to separate your leg from your foot. It's kind of connected, intertwined, and meshed, part of the functioning of it. I don't think you can have one without the other. I don't know if this really has anything to do with it. What popped into my head as I was watching something else on Third Eye Drops YouTube channel. Very interesting. It was a gentleman talking about how he went into one of those dark rooms, and it was no visible light. And I think that that was something that was not stressed. And you go through different psychological processes through that experience. I think he said he did 10 days, but he's done it multiple times. And he says when you're in total darkness, he says you usually end up seeing light. I don't remember which day he said, but I think it might be different for, he said breath work makes a big difference when you're sitting in there and you're doing yoga, whatever. So yeah, I think that that was kind of interesting that he said that there is no light, and where does this light come from? Well, if you think about it, there's 2 things going on. If your physical body and there are other things in there, they are technically a resonant frequency that holds sound and light. I would think that's part of the structure of the oscillation, not really positive on that. Just thinking off the top of my head. But hang on here. Part of the structure of the oscillation. Shut up. I don't want to hear myself. All right, so yeah, so it's kind of like part of what I think is our physical makeup while we're here. But it's not visible by your eye, or even just not by your eye, but also it's not something that's, going to be processed by your brain. So I guess where he was figuring out the light was coming from was, of course, you, and there's other stuff that ends up coming up too. You know, like processing maybe some trauma earlier in your life. But some of these kind of get off into a little bit different of a direction when you're talking about the Cathara grid shields and seals, all that, and the personal Templar complex. They kind of try and link it into other realities, interdimensional time portals, dimensional lock systems, natural network of portals and stargates or signets. Which says a planet is connected to many other interstellar, interdimensional space-time systems. Good website. Looks like it would be a good read and a good study. Not new. Looks like 2018, maybe 2016, something like that. But anyway, that was kind of my thought. If you did want to delve into that, I mean, this would be something you could really go in deep on. If anybody knows anybody who knows more about the Cathara grids, and I'm looking at it from a practical standpoint, because there has to be a bridge between people understanding that there are subtle body energies, just because we can't see it, analyze it, or detect it in some way. People think it doesn't exist, right? So it would be kind of good to see if there's some kind of a bridging type ideas that people might be able to come up with. But it seems to be part of it's just part of us, this Cathara system, the grids. I mean, we are a complex, insanely complex grid, and not even a grid. I think that's too limiting. Yeah, I think that and how, yeah. And then, you go to the whole vetting thing, and that's my side of it. And I think that's why science needs to come into it. And people say, well, science is science, and they don't have any, they don't believe this more subtle body energy and these other ancient wisdom and theories. I kind of go back to, the discovery of DNA and structures, etc. And this is in, humans' knowledge time frame. And so how did they know in the ancient texts? I remember reading in the Bible as a kid that one of the wise people, I don't know if it was Solomon or who it was, somebody can put it in the comments, that who am I that that you think of me? But then again, there was also something about as I was knitted in my mother's womb, and the knitting kind of speaks to maybe someone who had meditated and saw the DNA being put together, growing, and being structured, and maybe that's what they saw. So just a thought. So anyway, I think that would be a really good study, really good read. I know there's a lot of information on it. Yeah, and it looks like there's a lot of more new age take on it. And I'm pulling away from structured religion. I think there's a lot to be offered. There's a lot of wisdom, but I'm not going to participate in anything that's set up to be another government. That's essentially what it is. But anyway, that's pretty much all I had, other than maybe some wisdom that hopefully that would help somebody to kind of live a better life. So I guess that's all I have for today. I'm gonna meet up with Augie this afternoon, it's about 12:15 here, and Augie and I are gonna hang out at 4 o'clock, Eastern Standard Time. And we're gonna talk about AI. AI. Oh. And so everybody take care, like, share, subscribe. It's even more, just hit that notification button, because I don't know how long I'm gonna be able to do this, because I do have a day job. That's reasonably stressful. And we'll just kind of take it day by day. Everybody take care of yourself, love yourself, and blessings.